Huh, I may have a problem, but I don't know if it's a good problem or a bad problem. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm digging back a little bit. I'm going back and reviewing the Medicom MAFEX Star Wars The Force Awakens C-3PO and BB-8. Now, this came out at the first of the year, but I skipped it. If you remember my original MAFEX C-3PO review and several videos that I've made since then, you'll know that my most despised figure of 2016, if not in my life, is the original MAFEX C-3PO. And it's not because it doesn't look good, it looks fantastic. If it was a good figure, it would be my top C-3PO. But the thing just splits, it falls apart, I can't get it to stand. Hell, I picked it up just now to bring it into here for the later comparison pictures, and the leg fell off and stayed standing on the shelf. So I had skipped on this, but I heard good things about it. But even then, I still never ordered it. I'd never even thought twice about it. I thought, yeah, whatever. There's an SH figure arts coming. I'll be good with that. Fast forward to Star Wars Celebration, and I'm right across the aisle from Dorkside Toys. And as the weekend progressed, and I would walk over there or look over there, and there it is staring me back in the face, I just couldn't pass it up. Now, that's too long of an intro to say I got a C-3PO figure. But let's look at the box here. It's the big open window. You can see most of what's in there. As usual with MAFEX, the instructions or stand and stuff are just floating in the back. This one actually may be taped, but it's just thrown back there. They didn't even try to make it even with the package. But you know what? Package. Pretty graphics, got the logo on the side, pretty picture. On the back, more promotional pictures, close-ups of C-3PO and BB-8. Some unreadables, probably says something like, please forget about the first version. Hopefully this version will be better. On the other side, another pretty picture, big Star Wars logo. Star Wars logo on top, legalese, and way more unreadables on the bottom. But I'm going to get this open, and ooh, let's see what's going on here. And there we go, all out of the box. And I have to say, I'm impressed, but getting them out of the box was a little bit scary, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But looking at C-3PO, this is essentially the same sculpt that we saw with the first MAFEX figure. All the same details, except for one minor thing, and that's the abdomen. The black part under the armor with the wires running through, and it looks like a big piece of tubing, whatever it is. It's a different piece altogether. It's got different wires running through it. It's not as heavily wired as the first one, and this is accurate to the movie. We've seen this with the two Black Series figures, but they've also shortened it down, and that'll come into play when I get to the comparisons. But overall, I love the sculpt. Like I said at the first, if it wasn't for the quality control of the first C-3PO, it would be my main C-3PO, and that carries over here. And then moving on to paint or the plastic itself, the gold is a nice shiny color. There's no weathering to it really. There may be a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's a shiny gold until you get to the arm. And this is another big difference between the two figures. Same arm sculpt, different arm color. I don't know if you've noticed it, but his arm is red. That's so silly in the movie. And even though I haven't looked at stills to see how accurate this is, I do remember him getting cleaned up later in the movie, in fact losing the red arm altogether. So I don't know how shiny the gold was, and I don't know how dull the red was, but it's really jarring here to go from metallic sheen to nothing, to just a dullness of the red. And then for BB-8, nice, super nice sculpt here. And I know it's just a ball with another half ball on top of it, but the little details they worked into here are really great. I can't find anything to complain about when it comes to the sculpt. Move over to paint, and it's not as weathered. It's not as weathered as I thought it would be, but it does have a little bit of weathering here and there. And then the orange colors themselves, the blacks, the grays, everything else, it's all in place. It looks nice. The orange is a little bit more mustardy, kind of a spicy mustard compared to the orange that I've seen on the other figures, but it works for me here. Now, what scared the hell out of me about C-3PO getting him out of the package is right out of the package, the knee popped off. I mean, I didn't even touch it and it came off. So I thought, oh, we're going right into another piece of shit again. I cannot believe this. But putting it back on, it's a little bit loose. It moves between here and there, but it doesn't want to fall out on its own unless I just go pulling on it or getting crazy with the articulation. Because if you overextend his knee, it pushes against the top and pulls it out of socket. So yeah, that's something to look out for. What'll happen is I'll glue that peg up in there and never think about it again. And that also goes for my other big scary part is when I picked it up. It's not going to do it now. It never does. But the back of the head just comes off. And it looks like there was a little bit of glue, but it's just loosened up. And if I come off, I swear, the 5 times I did this before the camera, it just slid right off and fell off. But what it comes down to is I don't need this coming off, so gluing that on isn't going to hurt a thing. In fact, I'm going to do that before I even get into articulation. But other than the back of the head and the knee, I haven't had any problem with any of the parts falling off, which was my huge problem with the first C-3PO. The wrists seem a little bit loose. They are a little bit shaky, but that's the joint itself. It's not the part falling off. And the right elbow was really, really stuck, but I got it loose and now it's articulating. Not a big deal at all. And most of all, watch this. It stands up. That right there already makes it 95% better than the first C-3PO. And then BB-8, I haven't even gotten to the end of the video, and I'm going to call this my main BB-8 already. That's what it comes down to. The head, you can move around on the body, and that's because of a magnet inside the top right here. Now you can't stick it to anywhere else on the body. It's got to stay kind of within the confines of this circle on top. And there's a ball bearing right there that helps it roll around on there. And then sometimes it doesn't want to stick. You got to move it around until the magnet catches onto the ball bearing, and then it's there. But this is the neatest feature that I've seen on a BB-8. The Black Series has a stick going up. It kind of controls the weight. The model kit has an arm coming up and around that holds the head on top, so you get that distracting plastic piece on back. This right here, it's all self-contained. It's all within the figure. I dig that a lot. And that's on top of it being able to stand. It's weighted on bottom. And moving the head around kind of controls which way it leans. So if you want it leaning to there, you move the head, you lean into there, you move the head. This is my BB-8. Spoiler alert for the end of the video, I guess. But going over articulation, there's a ball going up into the head and then down into the neck. Because of the suit itself, it's kind of hindered, but you do get some side to side. You get some looking down. You get a little bit of looking up. Not a lot, but not bad for a C-3PO figure. There's a ball in the shoulder. You can get out. You can get in. You can get, well, it's kind of hard to manipulate around. You got to make the arm kind of move the shoulder itself, but it does swivel all the way around. There is a hinge in the elbow. It goes from about right there to about right there. I know that doesn't seem like much, but again, C-3PO. There's a ball in the wrist. You get side to side, or you can manipulate it to go up and down, whichever direction you want to go. Then there's swivel. There's 2 ball joints in the torso, one up, one down. You can get forward. You can get back. Hell, that's better range of movement than some of the figures I've been reviewing lately. You get side, then you get rotation. The hips, kind of funky. There's a ball going down to a swivel inside the armor here. You can bring it up, and if you rotate, you can keep coming up. So you can get up to about right there. Back, not so much. Out, about right there. You go any further, the hip starts crashing into the hip. You know what I mean, and it's going to start pulling on that joint right there. Like I said, there's a swivel at the thigh. The knee is a hinge. It goes back about that far, forward about that far, but you don't want to do that. There's a ball in the ankle, goes back, goes forward, and then there's forward facing pin for rocker. For BB-8, I'm going to call it an articulation point. It's the head. You can get pretty much all the way around here with the head. You can turn it, and there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do comparisons before I get into accessories because I want to point out the sheen differences here. Obviously, here's the episode 7 C-3PO. Here's the original C-3PO from last year. You can see the sheen differences. This one is weathered like he's been in the desert, like the original trilogy. Yes, there were times where he was super shiny, but this is how I think of C-3PO. This is shiny, it's a gold color. And you can also see the differences in the abs right here. This piece right here is shorter. They brought the height down, which is exactly what this C-3PO needed. Look at that leg. That's just freaking, yeah. Now here's the MAFEX Episode 7 C-3PO with the Bandai model kit C-3PO. Again, a size difference, but we always knew the Bandai model kit was a little short. And it hurts my heart saying that because Bandai model kit. And then here it is with the Black Series Episode 7 C-3PO. With the Figure Arts Farm Boy Luke, this is a great size. It looks like a dude inside a suit beside another dude. In my brain, this works best scale-wise. Now here's the MAFEX BB-8 with the Black Series BB-8. There's nothing wrong with the Black Series BB-8. It has a nice sculpt. The little stick feature that's going up into the head to kind of control the bob of it works great. You can see that the sizes are pretty much the same. The head on the MAFEX is a little bit bigger. And then here's the MAFEX with the Bandai model kit BB-8. I never got around to weathering it. I'm a lazy ass. Again, you can see the sizes are pretty much the same. And again, it's breaking my heart. I love the Bandai model kit, but ooh, MAFEX is kicking it on this one. But now for accessories, and I'm going to tell you, C-3PO comes with no accessories. But I am going to do a little bit of cheating here. And that's going to be if you want to use the C-3PO as an original trilogy C-3PO. Yes, the wires are different right here, but I can give that a pass if I want to use this for an episode 4, 5, 6, whatever C-3PO. But the biggie is the red arm. And like the first, that does come off. There's no mushroom to it, but this is much, much tighter than the first version. It stays on there, it rotates, but you could take it off if you want to. And that comes into play if you want to use the first MAFEX C-3PO's arm on this. And you can, but being what it is, it's a little bit looser. I have to do some tightening, have to put something in there, something. And you can see that it does work, but the sheen's different. This is kind of a dull gold. This is a shiny gold over the rest of the body. For BB-8, he does come with an accessory, and that is the little torch that shoots out of his body. I dig this. I like it. We saw it with the Bandai model kit, but again, you have to fix it up, and there's no flame sticking out of it. Here, there's a little piece of translucent flame on the end of the stick. And he also comes with an extra piece that simulates the door being open. Now, to open up that door, it comes with a little crowbar tool, and you put that in the hole. You pop it off, and there's the door. Then you take the flame accessory, you plug it into the hole, and the open door has a tab that pops in where the closed door pops in. That just looks great. So you can have BB-8 giving thumbs up to some characters or flipping off others. Whatever you want to do with this. And then finally, it comes with this little cup. It's actually a stand. Hollow on bottom, and then it's concave on top. The BB-8 stands fine without it. My table isn't the flattest in the world, but it's not going anywhere. But if needed, the stand's cool. So at the end of the day, to sum it all up, Medicom, you pulled one out again. Yes, I hate the old one. I love the new one though. It took a second try, but you nailed the C-3PO. Yes, you do have to be a little bit careful with it. The joints are still the same as the first one, but the build quality of the parts is better, so they squeeze onto the pegs a lot better. You can still pull it all apart, but it doesn't just fall apart, which was my problem with the first one. And then this BB-8, they did a great job on it. Yes, yes, yes. It's a ball with another ball on top of it. It's not super hard to get this, and we've seen great ones from all the companies so far. They're all comparable. As much as I enjoyed the Black Series ones, Weeble Wobble qualities, the MAFEX one, I really, really like the magnet feature, and it being able to stand with or without the stand. I'm glad they included the stand to keep it from rolling off your shelf, but if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. That's up to you. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, so that's cool. I'm glad I picked this up. I wasn't going to, but I did. I'm surprised. And now it makes me want to kind of fiddle with the first C-3PO, try to mix and match, trying to get that perfect C-3PO on the shelves. Now we have the Figure Arts R2 and C-3PO coming, so I may just leave this as an episode 7, see how those come out. Maybe they'll go on my original trilogy shelf. I don't know. We'll have to see when that comes out. But for now, I'm happy. I dig this set. Both of these guys are going on the main shelf, and that means a lot. So if you like this review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.